Whoa, 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 oh, those wildwood days. Those wildwood days. Hey everybody, it's Paul from the 125 Roller Coaster Challenge, and today's video will be focusing on Morey's Piers in Wildwood, New Jersey. Now, another staple of our childhood, we've been going to the Wildwood Boardwalk for decades and have seen it change from 5 separate piers to one of the best seaside amusement parks in the world. So what is the Focus On series? Well, this is our way of giving a full park review. In this video, we aren't comparing this park to any other. We're just going to be discussing Morey's Piers and what makes it America's Boardwalk. Now, we're going to be rating its location, its rides, food, games, and everything else there is to discuss about Morey's Piers. And at the end, we're going to give this park a grade. Just like with our Making the Grade series with roller coasters, we will be scoring each segment from 1 to 10. And when we're all done, we're going to add up the scores and give you an overall grade. There are 15 categories, so the grade range will be as follows. An A grade, which means we gotta visit this park as much as we can during the summer, is between 130 and 150. A B grade, which means we gotta visit this park a few times this summer, is 110 to 129. A C grade, which means we gotta stop by once a year, is 90 to 109. A D grade means you gotta visit it at least once in your lifetime, is 75 to 89. And an E/F grade means don't waste your time. If we're scoring it below a 74, do not waste your money, don't even bother stopping by. So without further ado, let's kick off this video discussing its location. Seriously, what can you say about its location? It's perfect. It's right along the Jersey Shore with miles of beaches. What more could you want in the heat of the summer? While it's tough to separate the amusement piers from the iconic Wildwood Boardwalk, Morey's Piers uses both the boardwalk and the ocean to perfection. For us, the location is a rare 10 out of 10 and really sets this park apart from all the others, not just on the Jersey Shore, but all the parks up and down the eastern seaboard. Next up is beauty, and while it only scores an 8, that has nothing to do with its location. The reason why it's not a 10 is simple. It's a pier. There's no hills, trees, or any other natural beauty except for the beautiful views of the ocean. Yes, the way it lights up at night, which is when Morey's Pier really comes alive, is amazing and keeps the score at an 8 instead of just being average with a 5. The next category is ticketing, and like another favorite park of ours, Knoebels, Morey's Piers gives you options. While it's free just to walk up and down the piers and enjoy an amazing summer day, to ride the attractions, you have a few options which include a daily wristband or individual ride tickets. So if you stay in the summer at the shore, they have a Wild Pass for $450, which gives you a all-day ride pass every operating day. The daily ride and water park wristband, we'll be talking about the water parks more later on, is $115, while if you only want to go to the water park, it's $69 a day. Now, there is no wristband for amusement piers only, but that is what the tickets are for. You can get books of 90, 185, and 350 ticket installments, and they cost you $92, $170, and $244 respectively. Always check the Morey's Pier website, because at the time of writing this, they currently have 15% off all these options. While a little bit more expensive than Knoebels, the fact that the piers are free to explore and having the seasonal and daily options gives this category another 8. Okay, it's ride time, and let's start off with the kiddie options. Morey's Piers is divided into 3 amusement piers: Surfside, Mariners, and Adventure, and the first 2 piers are laid out pretty much the same. When it comes to this category, they have 10 to 12 kids attractions right in the front of the piers, and the front being connected to the boardwalk. Now, there are so many options, such as kiddie boats and kiddie airplanes, pink elephants, yes, it is a very accurate name, and even a ride called Happy Feet. While not as vast and themed like the Six Flags Looney Tunes areas, there's plenty for the kids to do and enjoy, and we're going to give it another 8. Now, what is there for the whole family to enjoy? Excellent question. These styles of rides are throughout the piers, and they include carousels, they have one on each pier, Kong, which is a very well-themed flyer, Tilt and Whirls, and the iconic Dante's Dungeon. Because of the great mix of rides in this category, and because I love Pirates of Wildwood, Dante's, the amazing Zoom Flume, and the fear I get when I look at that giant Ferris wheel, how about we give this category a 9? While we talked about Surfside and Mariners in the last two categories, Adventure Pier is all about the thrills, and boy, do they have it all. Skyscraper, Spring Shot, Scream and Swing, and the Sky Coaster can all be found on Adventure Pier, and it does not get any more stress-inducing than these. A 10 out of 10 if you want the thrills. Finally, it's coaster time, and for a Surfside Pier, they got a lot and a little bit for everyone. They have 2 wild mice called the Doo-Wopper and Rollies Coaster, 2 modern family rides, Runaway Tram and Wild Whistler, and some marquee classics. The Sea Serpent was the first ever Vekoma boomerang, while the Great Nor'easter is the best suspended looping coaster ever. And you can't forget the Great White, which takes up the majority of Adventure Pier. While there's not a huge lineup like Great Adventure or Hershey Park, we are going with another 8 out of 10 because the coasters they do have are the best in their categories and simply perfect for the park. All right, it's food time. So, for the rest of these categories, we're going to be focusing on what's on the piers, not the Wildwood Boardwalk. While there are a lot of choices on the boardwalk, they are options but not directly related to Morey's Piers. Now that being said, the first category has to be food locations and options. And here, they get an impressive 10. Wait, really? Yep, and let's tell you why. You would expect the standard snack bars and options like soft pretzels, pizza, and the infamous curly fries, but what sets them apart is what they call the sit down and relax restaurants. These include Pig Dog Beach Barbecue, Founders Grub and Pub, Joe's Fish Company, and Stubborn Brothers. They even have one called the Jersey Girl, and these options are located on the piers. Some of them actually have live entertainment daily, and that's what separates this park from the rest. Along with the food selection, we also have a food quality, and once again, because of these restaurants and their iconic ocean views, it puts them at another 10 out of 10. Whether you're just looking for apps or full entrees, you have options like Asian seared salmon, Parmesan herbed and crusted tuna, bourbon glazed pork chops, and stuffed lobster tails. Take that, Disney. Oh, and did we mention the drink menus? They have so many tropical drinks to choose from. So yes, they have the quick meals like the Taco Joint, Jake's Steaks, and Serpent Sweets, but if you're looking for food and quality, Morey's has you covered. Now, we hinted at the next category before, so let's just get into it, the water parks. Now, along with the 3 amusement piers, in the back of Surfside and Mariners, you're going to find 2 fantastic water parks, Ocean Oasis and Raging Waters. Now, both of these water parks alone would be fantastic. They're up there at the same quality of Wildwood Kingdom at Dorney Park and Water Country USA, but having to choose from both, that's just fantastic. While both of them have the shotgun falls, lazy rivers, and a mix of mat, tube, and body slides. Wait, no wave pool? Oh wait, that's right, there's an ocean. Anyway, they also have unique rides individually. Raging Waters has a beautiful pod slide, while Ocean Oasis has the cliff diver. And without question, we have to give the water park category another 10 out of 10. Next is games, and seriously, have you been to the Wildwood Boardwalk? The first thing that hits you is the games, and they have everything, including a full arcade in front of the Mariners Pier. Along with the tram car, the sound of the Wildwood Boardwalk has to be the Game Barkers, another 9 out of 10. Now this next category is the one that I originally thought would knock Morey's back down to earth, and that is the live entertainment. But as I was reviewing the food options, I realized they have a lot of live music that takes place in there. While not a typical show, they do have events throughout the summer in Wildwood and throw in these daily live music, and it's not just in the restaurants, they also have the live music on Adventure Pier during the weekends. I'm going to have to give them a solid 7 out of 10 for this. Now we got 3 more categories to go, and the next one is merch, which is a personal favorite of mine. Now there are 2 stores, one on each pier, and they really do have it all. Looking for a Wildwood shirt? They gotcha. How about a Great Nor'easter glass? Yep. How about a stuffed seagull with a curly fry in its mouth? Sadly, another yes. And yes, we actually bought this. Morey's got you covered, and it gets a 9 out of 10 in this category because it's not just the standard stuff, but it's fun and unique. Did I mention I bought a stuffed seagull? Next is the highlight or uniqueness category, and again, another 9 out of 10 in this category. We have been up and down the Jersey Shore. Heck, we've also been to tourist traps like Coney Island, Ocean City, Maryland, and even the Santa Monica Pier. And there's nothing like the Wildwood Boardwalk and Morey's Piers. The size, the food, the rides, the fun. We have yet to see a seaside park to compete. So another 9 out of 10, it has to be. Finally, the last category is the future, and in particular, what's new. Now this is the lowest category, kind of like Knoebels, where we don't see much expansion. They do have the old Hunts Pier that they can expand out to, and they can even buy the old Nichols Midway Pier, which is currently a water park that actually isn't owned by Morey's. But the reality is, this park is pretty landlocked and pretty consistent, which is amazing if you think about it. Rides like Dante's Dungeon and Rolly's Coaster probably be long gone at other parks, but this category is about the future, so they get a 6. So how does Morey's add up? Well, this is our third Focus on video, and our first two parks, Hershey Park and Knoebels, had a total score of 127, which scored it as a B+ graded park, which means we visit it as often as we can every summer. Morey's ended with 131, which puts it as the first ever must-visit park. Yep, Morey's gets an A, which means that we can see ourselves visiting this park every week, almost every day if we had the option. The highlights of this park include the thrill rides on Adventure Pier. They're not for us, but it's an option that most parks don't have, and they're amazing water parks. What puts them over the top though is their food, with each pier having a premier experience while offering live entertainment that you just don't see often. So what do you think of Morey's Piers? Have you ever been? Check out the videos above to learn more about this amazing park.